Thank you so much, guys. Now, let's quickly start from what we're talking about. Yeah, the reason I have to show the construction of our Arab, that we just showed just now, is to give us what? A vision, to train us into what I call the vision casting into the world of what? Tokenization. We've been talking about tokenization now for weeks, and this is actually called the topic for today. What I'm trying to do is to cast a vision. Now, we live in a world, or we live in a nation or a continent that seems to be backward in the amongst the committee of nations. And the truth is that that is not an excuse for us to fail. Are we together? It's not an excuse for us to fail, and if you get to fail, you have yourself to blame. Now, it's also obvious to every one of us that success is not a short supply, just like the world of an ocean. I think that was the post I made for this event. That just the same way the wealth of an ocean or ocean wealth does not run out of supply, success is never in short supply. Are we together? But you see, at the same time, you can be in the midst of so much plenty and still be lacking, and still be living a life that's full of dryness. And God forbid, I'm going to use a popular word in Nigeria, Kosovo, from January to December. You could use it all through and not really break even because of it's possible to live in the midst of plenty and still be lacking. But there's something that actually separates men and women around the world, that separate nations. And remember, I've also said to us before in this place that what defines or what makes nations and defines a poor nation from a wealthy nation are the same principle. The same principle is what actually separates the individual's life, if only you will mind the details. Are we together? So if I live in a nation that seems not to be doing well and failing in almost everything, is that going to be an excuse for me? No, I have to change it. What do? I look forward to nations that are doing well. Then I check out what they are doing differently from a nation. Then I can tap into that and make my life better even in that place, in the midst of that. That was what the children of Israel did in Egypt, in a place they called the Goshen. You remember that story? That even in Goshen there was light, there was everything, and yet Goshen was just a community, a geographical location that was inside a nation called Egypt. While other part of Egypt, other part of the Egypt, they were all languishing in poverty, the penury, and nothing, not so much. Yet there was a spot within that nation that people were living large. How come? It shows that they were actually applying certain principles that the people outside that spot were not applying, and that was what differentiated and gave them a place in history. Are we together? So let's learn some of those things and begin to apply them. Now, one of those things is what I simply call what? The vision. Without this, you can't really go far in life. Without this, you don't know exactly what you're doing. Without this, you'll be envious of others who seem to be making money and you are not there, or seem to be fulfilling their duties in life. Maybe they're acquiring more certificates, the master, the PhD, or whatever, and you get jealous because you don't see this. Now, vision is simply an insight into the future. All right? Now, if this is true, then it simply means that vision has nothing to do with what? The optical eyes. We can call this one the primary vision. Alright, but the vision that we are talking about, we're talking about the ability to see what? Through the mind. Alright, into the future, and not just the optical eyes. That's limited in space. Okay? Vision is the ability to see beyond the limit of your optical eyes. In case you want to add that one, you can write it down. Vision is the ability to see beyond the limitations of what? your primary vision or your optical eyes. Alright, so it's so important because as we journey into 2024, I don't want you to be caught on guard. I don't want you to lose guard, as street people will say. I want you to really get prepared because this is the best time I have to actually say this to you because we have 2 weeks left for our weekly training, the MBA. So please, I want you to enter into 2024 with a well divine vision in your hands. Alright, well written down. Remember, those who think on paper think better. Please, can you write that one down? Those who think on papers think better. Don't make the mistake you made in 2022 to 2023. Oh, I know what I'm looking for. I know what I know. I see that. I hear that all the time. I know what I will do. It's a lie. The day you start putting it down on paper, you'll be so shocked how much you didn't know about that. And once you're able to write things down, those who think on paper think better. Okay. By the time you try to write down, then you begin to see that, oh, the details. You saw that project, the Bosch Ara, how it was built. You see, the best we know here, probably most of the things you want to build just a bungalow, probably what you need is just an architect or just an engineer. And most of the time the engineer will tell you, don't worry, we'll draw it. But from what we were seeing, you could see at different level, different architects. You know, we hear about structural engineer, the architect drawing. You even hear the one that's saying whether this call it island architect. You know, you could see that. So some of us who never live around the water area, and imagine if you've gone to school to read architecture and all of those things, you definitely you wouldn't even know what to do to build anything around the waterways because the different strategies, the different techniques that will be needed at that level. So when you start to write down your vision, that's actually what happens. Then you begin to see beyond what you thought you know. Then if I say, okay, break it down, tell me this step by step to achieving that, then you not get surprised that you didn't really know anything about it. Are we together now? So the things you need to do, just set by set. I said, okay, put them like a book, as if you are writing a chapter. Then one chapter after the other, then you now really find out your limitations. Take your life much serious because life is individualistic in approach. Alright? Always understand that life what? Is individualistic. In approach. Okay, so understand that, take life like that. Alright, so you must write them down. Make up your mind to be a professional networker. Stop being amateur. That's what is killing you. At a whole year, you are unable to register one person, for example, in the business that you believe in. You yourself check it out. And if you continue to go in that direction, it simply means, what that simply means is that in the next 10 years, you might not be able to even touch an amount worth even $10,000. Something that some other person would have made in 3 months. Whereas if you keep going in the pace you are going, in building your network marketing business, it is obvious you are not going to touch even up to $10,000 in the next 10 years. So you must change your strategy. Whatever it is that didn't work this year, don't defend it. It's the cheapest way to failure in this business. Are you getting me? Don't defend it, accept it. Oh, there were things I wanted to achieve, this I couldn't achieve. There's no need defending it. I wanted to become a white diamond. Now I'm still trying to become a triple diamond. You know, after triple diamond is white diamond. Alright? I thought by now I have my G-Wagon close to my range, so I have these 2 cars. That was my plan for this year. It didn't quite work out well. Alright? But see, of course, there's another plan for next year. I'm already putting it down, I'm already working around that. Okay? Probably that doesn't have to be a car, but there's something that I must get on next year. But to achieve that, it simply means I have to do what I'm telling you to do now. So don't defend your own. Okay? Because the cheapest way, that's why you see poor people get to a level where they accept poverty as their lot. And like I've always said, How do I know somebody has accepted poverty as his Lord? It starts from language. You know, even as a Christian, when you start failing, start living anyhow, it also starts from your language first. You start condemning the things you used to cherish, the things you used to appreciate. Are we together? Are we together? So the things you used to appreciate, you begin to talk down on them because it starts from the tongue. Even when the Holy Ghost came, it was the same thing. He also started from their tongue. How to say, tongue of fire was upon everyone. That means everyone was given a speech to speak the right thing. Are we together? So when people are falling away also, it doesn't necessarily have to start with their body structure, gesture. It starts actually from their tongue. They are going to talk loose. They're going to talk so light on the things of the spirit and all of that. All right. So you have to talk your way into where you want to get to. All right. Let your vision, the Bible says, make it plain on top of all tables, so that he that readeth may understand. Are you saying that now? So by the time you don't write anything down, what do you read as a person? The visionary. Then if it's not written down, how do you communicate with the people that are going to work with? So please, this is very important. Take your life more seriously. I will get it. So number 2, be a student of this future that we are talking about. Remember, we're talking about casting the world, a vision into the world of tokenization. Be a student of this future. All right. The Bible said that a man that needed not to be ashamed must what? Must show himself approved. Show yourself approved. A man that needed not to be ashamed. What? Study. God bless you. Study to show yourself approved. If you don't want to see shame, the Bible says what? Study to show yourself approved. You see that now? So be a student of the future we are talking about. So if I were you, all through this holiday, actually I'm not talking to children, so you're not going to be using it to between to come up and down and thinking of what do I wear and all of that. Please, while all of those things could be necessary, at the same time, please be a student of tokenization. Learn more about it, because almost all our businesses now are you know what I'm saying now? They are surrounded by, or they are tokenized projects. So if they are tokenized projects, I need to understand what is tokenization, so that when I'm communicating this to the people, I'm able to break it down to the understanding of the people I'm talking to. That means the people you are prospecting. That is the only way you probably get a good result in this 2024 that we're going into. Understand the way life works. If your first quarter goes wrong, it kind of affects almost the whole of the year. Do you get that? Are we together? If your first quarter goes wrong, almost every other thing is messed up. So that's why you must not joke with your first quarter. Have you noticed almost every family where the first son failed, that it kind of cascade downwards on the lives of every other person in that family? Have you ever noticed that? Most of the time when the first son does well, you find out that it set a pace or set a platform for the younger ones to follow. So the first one becomes like a model, or becomes somebody they look up to getting to where they're going. But when the first one fails, what happens naturally, it just cascades downwards and every other person begins to just follow suit. So you see that almost every family, the man protects the firstborn so well, and the mother protects the first daughter so well, and almost all the responsibility rests on the daughter, because they don't want that daughter to get pregnant or before marriage, because that has also a ripple effect, or it could have a ripple effect on every other lady in that family. Are you seeing that? So your first quarter of the year also has so much such importance also, that if you miss it, okay, anyway, very easy. Almost everybody or every church this day do what 21 days fasting and prayers. Yeah? When do we do it? Is it in June or January? Thank God for those ones. At least 21 days. All right. Just to start the year well. Because one thing must understand that every creation that you are seeing, the TV, the laptop, and every other thing that you know, is that every creation is created twice. Alright, first, like with the Christians, we say first what? In the spirit, or in the spiritual, or if you want to bring it to the intellectual stuff, we say it's created what? In the mind. Okay? So whatever they are saying the same thing. Whether you prayed it, you know, because what we do in prayers, when we pray so much, so then God begin to give us what? Pictorial what? Evidences of what He wants to get done. So for those who believe in the spiritual effects, you know, the effectual fervent prayer here of those things. So they tell you, oh, I pray to 11. Anyway, that's the best way to pray anyway. And especially when you are praying concerning your future. If you don't do devotion and call that one prayers when you want to see things with the eyes of the mind. Are we together? So don't do those things that they taught. Almost all of you that go in the Christian family, remember those things when you are still sleeping, they wake you up. Then you begin to join your bed. Good morning, Jesus. And if they mistakenly say everybody should take their position to pray, you could just continue the prayer in the sleeping that they drag you out from. Are we together? So, so what I'm saying is that it's something that you set yourself apart to actually pray it out. That is where there could be pictorial evidences of what you want to get done. Alright? So the creation is done in the mind or in the spirit first. Then, of course, second creation happens in the material world. Okay? Then it comes to reality. The Bible said that in the world, what became what? Flesh, and we behold it. You see the way it works now. So as moving into next year, remember to observe these things. That the world of tokenization that we are talking about, for you to take your position in there, then this must be taken serious. Vision must be taken serious. And studying about that place is very good also. Remember, Bill Gates once said that the secret to creating wealth or an untold wealth is finding out where the world is going and getting there first. Most of the time, that makes you really more intelligent. Okay? Not because you are more intelligent than every other person, but you just decided to take a different route. Go there first, then wait for them. When they come, they buy from you. I think getting that now. So you go where you think this is where the world is going. Then go there and create the market. So when everybody is coming down there, they all buy from you, and that gives you an edge. That's what gives an edge. So when other kids were playing with toys and all of that, he had the opportunity to be playing with his own computer and creating all manner of things. By the time he was 17, he has already created his company, Microsoft, and of course, early 20 was already really in his own world. So the only difference was that not because he was working as selection, what just happened to him was that he was ahead of his mate almost like with 5 or 10 years. Are we together? So tokenization is still very new. It's been talked about for the last 5 years, now 6 years. They preach about it, they talk about it, but nobody has actually taken or tokenized anything. The tokenization of assets actually began last year. A lot of people, and our company also is also in the forefront of that as well. Still within the 1% of companies doing tokenization. So what that shows to you, you have what? A big opportunity. Now remember that the tokenization is projected to be what? How many $trillion? $16 trillion. In what? By 2030. How many years from now to 2030? 7 years. Or we call it 6 years and what? 2 months. 2 years and 2 months. We are already what? We are already there. We are already what? 2030. It's not far away. Now just imagine that this $16 trillion, that is like 10% of what? Of the global what? GDP. See why you must take this word serious. Because some of you believe so much, oh, what I can see, what I can touch, and all of that. Our country GDP is how much? It's been there for only global. How long now? $1 billion, the GDP, Nigeria GDP, has been moving around this place since Jonathan. It has not gone beyond that. It's been roving around 500 billion, and that's what makes it what? The biggest economy in Africa. very small. And yet one company in America is bigger than this. I've shown you people before that the whole of African GDP is, how much we put it there? It's about $3 trillion now, but the report of 2019 put it at $2.2 trillion, the whole of Africa GDP. Now, and I've put to you before, Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft, and Apple, at that time were put at $4 trillion. Imagine double the GDP of the whole of Africa. So we are talking about a GDP of $16 trillion. You don't want to miss out of this market. Now we are letting you know that the projection that is already put in place is a matter of 6 years from now as we move into next year. So please position yourself very well and move very fast with it. Now Safia, of course, you know we are a distribution company, network marketing company, and we are like the present Amazon and what do you call the other one in Nigeria? We have about 2 companies like that. Jumia, Gigi, thank you so much. I love that. So that's actually what we are in the crypto space or in the network marketing space. So we don't need to have our own product, but we can partner with those who produce and help them to sell those products. Are we together? So, and of course, we have our vision to become a $1 billion company in the nearest future. All right, so now here is our mission. Remember, we started discussing today with a vision, and this is so important that most companies, they have what? Vision, and they also have what we call mission statement. Because it's so important. If this is not defined, you don't even know, anybody that is employed, you don't even know where it's going, where we're going. So it's so important. So our mission is to protect yourself from what? And protect you that you are what? Bank independent. That you earn what? A sustainable income. Please go with us with this company. Remember, I've said so many times, when this company came to us 2 years ago, 2.5 now, I flew to Dubai to make inquiry about it, and I'm grateful to God we are still here. Our stones have been thrown, a lot of accusations have been laid against us, but we are here. And to silence those accusations of the brethren, Bible will call them, because they are within the same industry, you know. You know, there are people that actually predicted your doom. When it doesn't come to pass, they are worried, and they want to say something else. Okay? If you're a young girl, maybe the way they saw that you were so smart as a teenager, coming out and say, this is our house, you carry pen. Only to find out that you finish your first degree. The people that they say they're not carrying pen are those career. You know, we have experienced this like that. So people most of the time predict your doom. When it happens, they say, oh, we said it was going to happen. You see that? So the Safia had to partner with what? A forensic company, an audit company to audit them. And of course, we have proofs of it, so that you can always check it and read. It's a 12-page audit for this 2023 and all that. Now we are a community, international community, more than what? 100 countries already, more than 600,000 members. Bonuses paid out amounting to over 200 million euros, and of course, invest leadership and all of that. Yes, I am a beneficiary of this heavy amount that has been paid. Of course, you know my own plan also, who qualified for gold, double gold diamond, or got 2.5 million euros. So over 200 million euros have been paid out in the last 2 years. For me, that is wonderful. One tokenization, we have defined this over and over again, is the process of converting an asset or the ownership rights of an asset to a digital share or in a digital representation. That is just what it means. It's not a big deal. Now, of course, our normal app, I mean, if you have the new one, it's actually getting bigger and bigger all the time. Tokens have been made possible by minting via. That's how we produce our own tokens. They are not pre-mined, they are not pre-minted tokens. You get your off, or you invest in the machine that begins to produce for you. Somebody say, oh, when am I supposed to have my capital back? Say, no, you did not load the company your money. What you did is that you bought into the project or into the system, and you got a machine that gives you a coin, that gets you tokens on a daily basis. So it's not that you load the money that you're going to get it back. It's not ROI. Okay, so you are not getting your money back. What you get back is the tokens in the portfolio or in the hub that you purchased. Are we together? So the only thing you can be praying for is the upside or the increase of the token in the market. When it's there, then you just cash out and you still have more. Remember when I invested 15,000 euros in Zenith, that was 2021. Okay, when Zenith got listed and on La Token, it was going for $1. So listed at $1. Of course, as a lot of us started selling, because many of us already waited for almost a year for the coin to be listed in La Token. So of course, a lot of people have these tokens already packed up. So when it was listed, people started selling. And when there's more supply in the market and less demand, what happened to the coin? Comes down. So in those lives until it got to 2 cents. So don't get surprised why the coin is at 2 cents. The reason it's at 2 cents because a lot of us started selling. And even me, I'm one of the beneficiaries of that. Alright, so you've heard my story so many times. So the 50,000 euro, which is 50 million now, today it was 35 million. So was cashed out exactly 1 year of my investment. And yet, I'm still cashing out from that every month. Okay, even with the low value of that. So that's what happened there. Now, this is the biggest project coming up in Dubai. Just the same way we have the Burj Arab, the Burj Khalifa, the Palm Jumeirah, and the Dubai Mall. They are building another government-driven iconic project in Dubai called the Desert Pearl. Are we together? Now, this is a resort that has everything you can think of, the hotels, and the going to be another grand mall, museum, and everything just in a spot. And of course, at the beginning, they were to put it in an empty place like a desert. Now, of course, Dubai, every part of Dubai is desert, but they still have water waves. So now, they're moving it close to the water. Because most of the time, if I'm in Dubai, I want to lodge, I always prefer the ocean view rooms. Because the other rooms that is facing the town, it's only cars you'll be seeing. But when it's ocean view, it's always more expensive, but it's always better for your tour when you're there. Okay. Alright, so sorry for this. Let's try to save on time. Now, one good thing about this desert token, one good thing I know they have done about this is that even as networkers, people always believe, or the internet or the crypto lovers always believe that any network-driven cryptocurrency does not enjoy increase of that token in a hurry, which they are not far from the truth. So I believe this is the reason that almost every other project we are having now, in the compensation plan, you don't get paid 10% commission any longer, because they also want to help the token so that the investors also can also be smiling to the bank and not only the networkers. Are we together? So when you are buying this, so if you are investing $1,000, then you are going to get 5% as your direct bonus. You know, unlike when we are getting 10% from Zenith. Then not only that, you are going to get instead of the sales volume, you are going to get 50% of the volume. So that means your $1,000 investment, you only get €500 in your sales volume. Are we together? And that also is put it up like that because the plan is that by the time people are buying into this project, remember this project will be ready by 29. So it's a physical project. So we are not talking about tokens in the cloud. Alright, so when people are buying into this, they will not be allowed to buy it 100% cash. They will not be allowed to buy 100% cash. They will pay 50% cash and 50% what? Desert token. Desert desert token. So you can imagine when you are about to buy a particular apartment in the desert, real estate, and you are being told that, hey, this thing costs $10,000, but you can only pay $5,000 cash. Then you go and get $5,000 worth of what? A desert token. Just imagine the sound of looking for desert token. What happened to desert token in the market? Now somebody probably who's not even a crypto lover, doesn't know anything about crypto, all you just want to do is to buy this. They say, okay, why do I do? I don't know how to buy. Okay, don't worry, you drop and maybe somebody help you out and all of that. And they give you a wallet, pay 50% of this into this particular wallet. Alright? These are what we call use cases in cryptocurrency. Alright? Or some people call it the tokenomics. Okay? Are we together? So, I think even this also is following the Kibona. For those of you that came early, we watched the construction of this project that was done early 90s. I think it was just 3 years the project was up. Next week we'll watch, maybe we'll watch the Bible. So this is the symbol of the desert belt. So you can see by the right hand side there, all the things that will be done there in the next, see that? The components for the desert belt are what? 6-star hotel, 5-star hotel, branded luxury suite. Oh my God, luxury apartment, underground suite. Oh yeah. Are you seeing all of that? I hope you like to shop there, down the ground. You like to do shopping there. And this my brother would like to lodge in that luxury apartment because you look good. Eh? You like to that would be great to have. Who doesn't like beauty, my friend? All the things you are saying, the 5-star hotel, everything, they just where it's going to be. Remember, it's vision that creates the future. If your country is not vision driven, please be vision driven. I beg you. The cheapest way to miss it in life is to live anyhow. Eh? They just break, you wake up, you do the same, you brush your teeth, then continue like that. No, 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 don't you live like that. Alright? One of those men that actually got me in my brain really thinking one particular time, so years ago, is an actor in America, they call it John Travolta. How many of us know about John Travolta? Okay, let me connect this, okay, so that is connected. Because I need to show you some of these things. You see my network is connected. Let me do John Travolta. Sorry. It's an old man now. This man has airports. Okay, home. He has airports. What he call home, his own house, is an airport. He has his own airport, or they call airstrip. Let me look for, okay, this will be nice. That's the man. Are you see somebody's house? This is a compound. What? When people are driving Roseway out of their own compound, what John Travolta does, being a pilot, he flies out of his own compound. I want to go see my friend in New York. I just fly from wherever I am to that place. Are you see place? That's his own house. So he has a wrong way in his compound. You see the way the churches own the like Canaan Land or Redemption Camp. That is how John Travolta lives. He was a Hollywood actor. Of course, you see the other one. I've seen another wrong way there. The first time I encountered this guy, I got me really thinking. That is whole space that one man is living. The private airport where John Travolta has a home list or whatever. No, I'll read more about him. You see him a lot. That's human being. This is what we call vanity. Good vanity. You get to a level that you literally own the world. So please create your own world, and that can only happen by your personal vision. Nobody can do that for you. And crypto has become, for me, a very good way to actually acquire that. When I came into crypto in 2016, I'm not too long in the game. That was what I told myself, because before then I was always looking for money to do business, trying to take a loan, they will not give you. They say you bring your father, bring your mama, bring everything. So when I saw this, I said, oh, finally I found my online business to finance all my offline businesses. And that's actually what is happening today. Almost everything I've done in the physical, the money actually came through what? Cryptocurrency and virtual market. So we can also get to this level where we own our space and just enjoy it. Just imagine this runway, how beautiful it is. To let you know it's not a public one, you can see just one, not that it directs to different places and all of that. So it flies out from his home and returns there. So guys, this is what we have for us today. Okay, let me see. Now, in case you're doubting, want to make more inquiries, please do. The DDS Global and Silk Design will develop. These are people responsible. The DDS is the construction company. Of course, Silk Design is what have designed this pair shape that you are seeing here. And of course, they are doing it in alignment with the Dubai Land Department, that's like Ministry of Works in Nigeria. And the marketing partner is our Pillar Safia Group International. We have the exclusive right to market these projects. Okay, so please prepare yourself, read more about tokenization, so that when you are doing your presentation before your prospect, you know what to say. We have a massive project, and an end of Ponzi has come. So stay away from Ponzi, please, I beg you. And I believe slowly but surely, for those of you who don't believe, not taking little by little. So these are almost all the companies that we actually promoting. Real estate is there, we get to the full. This one is getting a whole lot of partners right now. So very soon, some of us, all we don't need to do is to use Full or Affinam tokens to book a ticket to fly to Dubai or to any part of the world. So a whole lot of airlines are joining them. They started with private jets. Remember, I flew in their private jet 2 years ago when I was in Dubai, when they were introducing this thing to us. And right now, they are extending it to what? Also to commercial. So why some of us will charging private jets, those who cannot charter private jets, they can just use the commercial airlines. Then all you need to do is just tokens. So this shows to you where the world is already going. You know, the real money is not seen with the optical eyes. Okay, as Sam Ademi taught us many years ago, we didn't quite understand what we see there. But today I understand. Because there's no way you go to bank today, say I need my money, and they'll take you to a room where they store the particular money you brought in there. What I'm going to show to you, just number, write the number, then they push number to your phone, you to push number to another person. Alright, so that means real money is not visible what? To the optical eyes. So, and tokens will help us to actually realize that even faster. So when people are talking about money, nobody will be looking for physical cash any longer. They just ask, okay, send me your wallet, and they just do that. And you know the normal app that Zenith has designed is going to make that even faster for a whole lot of people, because when you are chatting on the decentralized messenger of the Zenith app, you don't need the maybe address to send money to me. Just when you chat on WhatsApp, you can just send your money to me like that as you are chatting with me. So it makes even operating a cryptocurrency very easy. And that's what we're going to believe 2024 we see the fullness of normal app, and it's going to be the best. Alright, with what is happening right in there. Okay, the team drone market, we'll talk about the drone market. If you be watching the Israel and Hamas and all of them, you see the operation of drones everywhere. Very soon, in the next 6 years, we're going to see drones on our streets easily. Alright, now we don't get surprised when we see drones in our Owambe, in our churches, they are doing coverage. But the first time they came, we got surprised. And we took it, right? They're like, what is this that is flying off? And even with the noise, there was a video that I saw where some children were used to play with their mother. The woman ran mad, like, they brought something closer, the woman ran out of the house. They control what the woman, you saw their video, the woman ran in and all of that. But you see, to some of us, it's no big deal. But it's a big deal to that woman. So very soon, we're going to see drones everywhere. Of course, CIDO has been giving reports of their real estate development in Austria. Of course, bit by bit, everything they be doing, they be showing. So you can also invest in that, even though the Tesla plays our biggest real estate program right now. Kibona, the first tokenized basketball in the world. And we have exclusive right to market it, but that one is based in Croatia. They want to build their sport village, and of course, they need money for all of that. Okay, our Zen card is ready. So you have the power to go for the one that can load $50,000, please do, or $1 million. You go for anyone. But when you want to do this, understand that you have to do your KYC from the Snapchat back office. Get ready to build big. Can we read this together? One to go. Build up your own community and explore others to interact inflation. It's time for asset. Thank you so much. God bless you. All right.